Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea. This club has seriously given me such a big headache over the last 2 years with how it's been run. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So these were obviously going to be my thoughts on the match that happened, our final game that happened on Sunday. That obviously was a 2-1 win against Bournemouth, obviously resulting in 5 wins in a row. And in our last 5 games, we picked up 15 out of 15 points, found our way, or I'm not sure how, but ended up in 6th place. And obviously, we're relying on Man City winning tomorrow to make sure that we get the Europa League. Obviously, I think we all knew that Poch, there was a chance he may be sacked, but like no one knew. So I decided to kind of wait for the video. I decided to wait for a few days before filming the video just to see what was going to happen. And obviously, 2 days ago, I think yeah, 2 days ago, the news broke that Poch and Chelsea Football Club have parted ways by mutual consent, apparently. Um, and now they're on the look for a new manager once again. Um, yeah, well, before we get into any of that, we'll just quickly talk about the game. It was Thiago Silva's last ever game for Chelsea, and talk about kind of it wasn't a great result. I mean, it was a great result, wasn't a great performance. But anyway, into the first half, and Chelsea started strong. I mean, we started well, but again, we would get it. We had loads of opportunities where we got into great positions, and it was just the final decision, either from Jackson or from Cole Palmer, for instance, or from all these players who to get themselves right into the opposition box, and they just either have a really weak shot or they try and pass, and it was such a poor pass that it would just be poor. Um, Eventually, a ball goes over the top of Sterling, and it's good goalkeeping. I think it's like Neto rushes out, does really well to save it. Lands at Caicedo's feet. Caicedo, who's basically in the Chelsea half. Caicedo takes a touch and has a shot and scores potentially. I mean, it's between that goal and Garnacho's probably for goal of the season. But I mean, what a goal! That is Moises Caicedo's first goal for Chelsea. Obviously, because the one against Tottenham didn't count in the end. And first of all, what a goal to score for your first goal for your new club. What an incredible moment that was. And just, I mean, I don't know how he scored it. He literally gets the ball at the edge of the box. So gets the ball at the edge of the Chelsea half. I think it's like 50 meters out or something like that. And just has a shot, and it's a wonderful, wonderful finish. Obviously, we go in at half time, and it's 1-0 up. And it's brilliant because I think Newcastle were also winning at the time, so Chelsea, well, as long as Chelsea didn't lose, they guaranteed 6th place. But you want to end on a good note. So yeah, we go into half time, 1-0 up. It's been fairly comfortable. Bournemouth haven't really done anything that threatening to Chelsea. And then yeah, so we come out for the second half, and within about a couple of minutes, Sterling's obviously running through the left hand side, cuts in, scores. I'm not sure how he got it past the goalkeeper, but it was a great finish. And you're thinking 2-0, surely this is it. Perfect, like put the game to bed, 2-0, surely. Less than a minute later, Bournemouth go up the other end, and one of the players cuts in inside the Chelsea box on the right hand side, has a shot, takes a massive deflection, off I think Badia Shill, and within a minute they're back in the match. And then it was the rest of the game. It was really frustrating because Chelsea consistently had some massive opportunities, where again they get themselves into the box and they'll just make the wrong decision. Either have a really poor shot, or maybe make Neto make a great save, or they just pick the wrong pass. And then right at the end of the match, I think Chelsea were very, very lucky not to concede the equaliser. I'm not sure how Solanke missed it. The whole thing goes in the box. It lands to Solanke and he just skies it. He just skies it. And Chelsea get over the line. So they get their 5 wins in a row. Ever since the second half of the Aston Villa game, we've been absolutely exceptional. And you're thinking like, okay, good, we're 6th place now, 5 wins in a row, brilliant. Chelsea, the players clearly love Poch. You can see that they're playing for Pochettino. It's all great. You can see this. I mean, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that like Chelsea have been amazing all season, most of the season we were, I think, languishing around mid-table, probably 10th or 11th. And there were a lot of decisions that I thought Poch was getting wrong. He was playing certain players out of position. The substitutions were consistently too late. The tactics were just too pragmatic half the time. We couldn't. I mean, we had an awful defensive record, but and again we were very very inconsistent. But obviously, inconsistency is natural because our average age is like 22, and that there's several years off their prime. Um, but you're thinking also just before we carry on. Lovely that we got a win on Thiago Silva's last ever game. His speech at the end was incredible. I think it's crazy how he's only been here for 4 years, but he is so clearly loved by all the fans, all the players, all the coach, by everyone, and he clearly loves the club. So I'm overjoyed that he kind of got a win on his last game at Stamford Bridge. I would have loved us to have kept a clean sheet, but that's not something we do that often. So it is what it is. And he obviously wants to. I think, yeah, he says he wants to come back to Chelsea one day. He wants his kids to play for Chelsea. I would love that. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, so yeah, it's not like we've had Chelsea haven't been great this season. It's been a real mixed bag of like some brilliant results, some shocking performances. But those last 5 games for me were just it was brilliant. 5 wins in a row and some outstanding results. 5-0 against West Ham. The 2-0 when we had 14 first team players injured against Tottenham. Incredible. For me personally, I thought Pochettino had done enough to I thought he had earned the right to have a second season. Next season, obviously, in my eyes, the pressure would be we have to get top four and we have to get a trophy. Um, and they went and sacked him. It's just wild. It's incredible. And now the names that I'm seeing, like all the news. I mean, obviously you can't trust all the journalists because every name's been thrown into this. Every name's been thrown into the hat at the moment. But there are 4 big names. I think it's the Leicester manager, it's the Ipswich manager. You know, two managers who've got their teams promoted, which is, don't get me wrong, exceptional. I think McKenna for Ipswich as well got his team promoted 2 years in a row. Again, as great as that is, those are not the types of people that Chelsea should ever look at least not now. Chelsea tried this whole young, exciting manager thing with Potter, and it didn't work out. Um, yeah, so now, obviously, there's definitely, in my eyes, looking at the manager pool that's out at the moment, I really would have just stuck with Poch. But I think, yeah, the Leicester City manager, the Ipswich manager, apparently there's a mystery manager that the name's not been revealed yet. So that's going to be interesting. Apparently they're also really being considered. But yeah, this club really don't like stability. Just when things were beginning to everything was beginning to fall into place. Players all seem happy. The coaching team seemed happy. We had a great run. Looking at pre-season, it's just thrown everything out the window. Yeah. So this is going to be over the next week or so. We're going to find out who the next Chelsea manager is, and but looking at those names, I really have no idea what to expect. Obviously, if they get selected, naturally you have to support them because you want them to do well. But for me personally, if Poch was sacked, I feel that the sporting directors in Winstanley and Stewart should also have been sacked as well because they're the ones who chose him at the end of the day. They went through an extensive hiring process, thought Poch was the right guy for the job. Turns out he wasn't. And now they've been given the power to choose the next guy, which is even more ridiculous. But yeah, this club, just one week of just normality with Chelsea. 1 week is all I'm asking for. And yeah, clearly from what we can see, all the players are pissed off as well because they all found out either via social media or they found out on their WhatsApp group, and a lot of them really like Poch. So yeah, makes it even worse as well because Poch is gone. I can guarantee you now, Gallagher or Chalobah, or maybe even both players, are probably going to be sold as well. From reports which I've seen, Chelsea are looking to buy 2 centre backs. But to do that, they had to get rid of Chalobah, which is really pointless because Chalobah's literally been one of our best players since he's come in the team. In reality, it'd be much easier just to keep him and maybe buy one centre back, one experienced centre back. But instead, they're trying to sell him for pure profit, and then they're going to bring in the club's just not been run properly on the sporting side. And there's a really funny quote from Iqbali from a year ago that he didn't when he first bought the club, he did not feel Chelsea was run properly on the sporting side. Quite ironic now, a year later, or 2 years later, even when you're looking at it. But yeah, this appointment's huge. Just when you thought next season Chelsea could really be competitive, I've got no idea what to expect from this team. I've got no idea what to expect from this club. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who we actually hire in the end to be our third, well, I think fifth manager basically in 2 years. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will put out a video. I'm probably doing a tennis video this weekend, actually, on my predictions for the French Open. That'll be my first tennis one. But football-wise, I will probably put one out when Chelsea have a new manager. So see you then.